Hi there, I'm Hannah from the E-Residency team, and in this tutorial, I'm going to take you through how to start a company in Estonia as an e-resident. In this tutorial, I'll cover why you might want to open a company in Estonia. I'll give you some tips on how to start, run, and grow your company with ease. And finally, we'll talk about who can help you with your business. So why might you want to do business in Estonia? Well, we like to think that e-residency is where entrepreneurs go to do business 100% digitally and from anywhere in the world. And to dig into this a bit more deeply, let's talk about the four main value propositions of e-residency: ease, trust, opportunity, and community. Let's consider the first value proposition, ease. E-residency makes business easy at every stage. No wonder that Estonia is #1 in digital public services in the European Union and also has the most startups and unicorns per capita in the EU. Speed is also really important in business, and registering your company in Estonia will be much quicker than doing it in other competitive business jurisdictions. So for example, in Estonia, on average, it takes between 2 and 4 hours, although you can try and beat the world record that was set by an e-resident a few years ago of 15 minutes and 33 seconds. Compare this with other countries like the UK, where it takes about a day for your business to be registered, 3 to 7 days in Ireland, 5 days in the state of Delaware in the US, and then when we get to countries like Spain and Germany, we're looking at 15 to 20 days to register your business. Let's talk about trust, which is the second value proposition for e-residency. With e-residency, you'll be doing business securely in the world's most digital country, Estonia. Estonia is considered very low risk in global corruption indices, and it ranks very highly in the rule of law and cybersecurity rankings. The third value proposition is opportunity. With e-residency, you can access opportunities for your business to thrive. Estonia punches above its weight with a rank of 16 in the WIPO Global Innovation Index, and also it's been #1 in tax competitiveness in the OECD for 11 years running. The final value proposition for e-residency is community. When you become an e-resident, you can connect to the world's entrepreneurs. And this is not just for business, but also for collaboration, for inspiration, and for friendship as well. There are over 120,000 e-residents and counting from over 170 countries. They've started 33,000 companies in Estonia in fields as diverse as IT, marketing, health tech, education, travel, AI, and logistics. Now that I've convinced you to start a company in Estonia, let's go through the process. So I'll take you through the life cycle of your Estonian company. Firstly, registering your company. You can do this easily online with your e-residency card. Simply log in to the e-business register, or if your service provider has an API platform, they'll be able to do it that way themselves. And then choose business banking and payment providers for your business. When registering your company, you'll need to think of the business form that you're registering. In Estonia, the most popular business form is an OÜ. It's a private limited company, much like an LLC or a limited company in other countries. It limits shareholder liability and has a very simple online registration process. It's suitable for solopreneurs, micro-enterprises, startups, SMEs, and large companies too. And share capital starts from as low as 1 cent per shareholder. There are several other types of business forms that you could start as an e-resident. I won't be covering them in this video, but just so you're aware, there are public companies, partnerships, commercial or non-profit associations, and branches too. There is also a sole trader form in Estonia, but we generally don't recommend this for e-residents. So we've talked about registering your company. Now let's talk about running your company. And as an e-resident, you can do this very easily and from wherever you are in the world, as long as you have your digital ID, Wi-Fi, and your laptop. You can sign documents and contracts digitally, file reports online, outsource your admin, and get specialist tax advice from service providers from the e-residency marketplace, which I'm going to talk about shortly. When you're thinking about running your company, you're probably asking yourself, how much is this all going to cost? So let's run through the estimated costs of your first year as an e-resident business owner. The first fee you need to think about is the e-residency application fee. That's €150. Then when you register your private limited company, your OU, this will cost €265. A contact person, which is the only mandatory service you'll need as an e-resident, is between €200 and €400 per year. And then if you would like to hire an accountant to do the books for your company, that will start at about €50 per month. So in total, in the first year, you're looking at approximately €600 if you do the accounting yourself, or if you get accounting support, just over €1,300. And when you're budgeting for your first year, also think about travel costs, marketing costs, or anything else, licenses, anything else that you might need to run your business and get it started. At this stage of running your company, you might also be wondering who can help you with your business. Well, we've done a little bit of the work for you by curating a business directory of service providers on what we call the Service Providers Marketplace, which is on our e-residency website. And on here, you'll find well over 150 experts in services including company formation, accounting, legal, tax consulting, marketing, recruitment, and more. You can find single service providers or packaged services as well. And on the marketplace, you'll also be able to find many service providers who can help you with the contact person service. Remember, I said this was the only mandatory service you'll need as an e-resident, and that's because your company will most likely have a foreign board address. So make sure to check out the marketplace, use the features we've added there, like the filtering and the comparison tools, to find the perfect service provider who suits your business needs. We've talked about registering your company and running your company, but now let's look at growing your company, maybe the most important part. As an e-resident, you'll have a lot of opportunities to do this and a lot of help from our community. There's a funding platform, very easy ways to find employees in Estonia or elsewhere, and a lot of events and business meetups where you can meet other e-resident founders. When growing your company, you're probably thinking about how to get investment. And also on our website, we have created a funding portal of entrepreneurship programs. So here you'll find over 70 entrepreneurship programs, including grants, accelerators, incubators, angel networks, venture capital investors, funds, and more. It's the most comprehensive English collection of growth opportunities in Estonia, and e-residents are welcome to all of them. Just check the eligibility criteria. And I'll put a link to both the marketplace, which I mentioned earlier, and the funding portal in the YouTube description below. To find further resources on forming a company in Estonia, check out our website and blog for many, many articles on all sorts of topics around registering companies, finding your business niche, and more. You can dive deeper on topics like accounting and taxes on our knowledge base, and find a service provider at the marketplace. I'll link to all of these channels in the YouTube description below. That's it for our tutorial on company formation in Estonia as an e-resident. Be sure to check out our other video tutorials on business banking, taxes, and how to become an e-resident. Otherwise, visit our website for loads more content and information. And once you've started your company, let us know, because we cannot wait to welcome you as a business founder into Estonia's business ecosystem. Thanks.